Ladies and gentlemen, 20 laps on the board now for our Wingless. Christopher Halesworth will go head-to-head versus Mitch Broome in the 35. Travis Miller as well, he's on that second row. 20 laps, green flag is aloft. We are off racing here. Halesworth gets a good start. Mitch Broome just tucks in behind him in P2. He wants to go to the inside there and challenge for the lead. Can't quite make it happen this early on. Travis Miller in P3. Oh, he comes up on the inside of Mitch Broome. He now promotes himself one. So it's now Travis Miller in P2, Mitch Broome in P3. Great battle going on here. We're now 2 laps down with your leader that goes into turn 1 and 2. Rossi, I'll tell you what, there's been some changes in the front half of the field already, and we're just starting.
And there certainly has. Meantime, you've got Chris Halesworth, your race leader, who is out in front. Travis Miller back in position 2. They were followed by Mitchell Broome and also Tyson Bartlett and Brett Milburn. Meantime, Chris Halesworth just looks like he's really in full command here at the moment. He's got everything going for him, and that car looks fast, and he's got his line worked out. He makes his way down the back straight. So Chris Halesworth, your race leader now. Back for the minors, and it is Tyson Bartlett that's in front of Mitchell Broome. So Tyson Bartlett on the move, and then we go back to Mitchell Broome, who sits in position number 4, and right there behind him in position 5, it's Brett Milburn. So Brett the Jet Milburn sitting in position 5 in a good spot, and he's looking to try and, wow, make a position up on Mitchell Broome. Meantime, your race leader, Chris Halesworth. Continues. Yep.
Halesworth into 1 out of 2. He's now got about 3 or 4 car lengths between him and P2, coming up to some lap traffic already, as we are now 12 laps to go in this one. Miller just comes out a little bit higher out of turn 4. Loses ground now on Halesworth, but still maintains P2. Bartlett in P3 as well. He's going to have a battle on his hands as Mitch Broome is now putting some consistent laps in. But behind Mitch Broome is one elbows up racer, and that is Brett Milburn, who is outside a podium finish, but he is doing everything he can to promote himself. A little bit deeper into field now is Bree Hall and Stephen Haitley. They can't find any consistency in laps, as there's just a packed field in front of them all. 10 laps down, 10 to go.
So your race leader, Christopher Halesworth, continues to circulate around and just does a nice job as he makes his way down the back straight. So Christopher Halesworth from Travis Miller. Miller has one of the back markers there between he and your race leader at the moment in Chris Halesworth. Back in position 3, it's still Tyson Bartlett from Mitchell Broome. Then we go back to Brett Milburn and Robert Whiteside, Steve Haitley, Tom McDonald, Alex Thompson, Sean Fitzpatrick, Brad Foster, Christopher Temby, Gary McCallum, Brett Pope, and Jeremy Cups. So our field and race leader, once again Chris Halesworth, goes down around through turn 2 and makes his way down the back straight, Jake.
He certainly does, and he's got through a bit of lap traffic, but he's going to have more of it if he continues on at this pace. I believe it's Casey Garlick just in front of him at the moment, who's not quite holding him up because he's just kind of taken the pedal off a bit, and he can because Travis Miller is about, I don't know, about a whole turn between him and Christopher Halesworth, but the battle is a little bit deeper on as well as Bartlett gets mixed up. Milburn as well, unfortunately, has just distanced himself between him and Bartlett, but still maintains P3. Mitch Broome, a little bit deeper. Stephen Haitley as well. They almost go 3 wide, a little bit deeper as they come into turn 3 and turn 4. Oh, a bit of a knock there to the 77. Play on, says the umpire. We're only 2 laps to go as your leader is now on the front straight going into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, Christopher Halesworth just there in front of Casey Garlick at the moment. They make their way down the back straight with 1.5 laps to go. So Chris Halesworth comes around and the white flag comes out, back in second position. It is still Travis Miller. Problems over there for one of the cars, the back markers on turn 2. They head around through turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Your race leader, Chris Halesworth, takes the checkered flag. Second home, Travis Miller. They were followed by Brett Milburn for a very strong third place finish. And then back to Tyson Bartlett. Mitchell Broom home for 5th. And then back to Robert Whiteside, Stephen Haitley, Alex Thompson, Tom McDonald, Brad Foster, Chris Temby. Then we go back to Gary McCallum, Brett Pope, Sean Fitzpatrick, and to round out your top 15, Jeremy Cups.
Some great racing there from all competitors. It was definitely a battle on going early, but then they just kind of sorted themselves out. And Brett Milburn did well, didn't he? As they will head back into the infield area, except for our top 3 place getters, which were Christopher Halesworth,
yep,
Travis Miller, and Brett Milburn.
Yep, Chris Halesworth, Trav Miller, and Brett Milburn.
Oh. We'll get down. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Christopher Halesworth.
See if he'll take his helmet off, perhaps.
He's just getting the gloves off at the moment and the helmet.
Good.
Mate, how is that? Just holding on there for the whole 20 laps there, coming up to some lap traffic. How'd you feel?
Shit bricks. Nah, I didn't know how far back the boys were behind me. I know Travis is pretty quick and he'll make the most of it if I get caught up in lap traffic. But nah, stoked.
Mate, it's been a very interesting night. We went from, an hour and a half of delay in terms of rain and that, but the track feels like it's held up pretty well.
It's fast. It's real hooked up and juiced up. And shout out to Simpson, Simo, and all the crew for getting this night run. All the crowd for sticking out, and they're true Speedway fans.
That's it. Who would you like to thank for tonight's win?
My old man, we went and raced Murray Bridge and got second there last night, and we didn't have much sleep, but it's paid off. Hayden for coming out tonight. Technique Brick Lane, Max Fry Smash Repairs, Freddie from Max Dumsney, and everyone else who helps and supports.
No worries. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together once again for Christopher Halesworth that held on after an absolute seesawing event that we had there.